Good evening, everybody. And we have returned with more North and South goodness. As you can see, the Union troops over here. We have the Union, obviously, versus the Confederate States. And we obviously have the Dixieland guys over here. You can see DA. Oh, don't they look wonderful? You got the 15th in there. Alabamans, Texan Rangers, Arkansas, Orleans. Oh, God, so many Los Angeles in there as well. Oh, don't they look wonderful? Wonderful stuff indeed. And for the Union, you have combinations of people from Wisconsin, the Irish Brigade. You have people from, let's see, you've got the Secret Service in there in the form of MAC. So, also got some Connecticut people in there as well. And, of course, the New Yorkers. And in there somewhere should be the New York State Militia. So there's Recruit James Miller from the New York State Militia. And there is myself. So here we go. Look at this. Doesn't it look beautiful? Look at this. Isn't this glorious? Oh, okay, so you stop the music. Oh, for God's sake. So you can hear them all doing their huzzahs and hurrahs and all the rest of it. And there's Mr. President over there. So it looks like a large amount of the Union. We could be talking about a seriously large battle going on here. One person in red trousers, obviously, wants to look different. There's the President, with, of course, the Secret Service. There's Mac, the leader of said Secret Service, which kind of makes me feel slightly worried for the sake of the... for the President. I'm not sure his survivability is going to be high. Ah, there we go. The 7th Cavalry. Captain America looking wonderful. And the Union troops moving in under the flag. As you can see, look at that. The Wisconsin infantry flag, no less. So, definite shout out to there. And as you can see, oh goodness me. Love that music. Oh, look at that. Oh, they stopped. Now, as you can see, this is the commander. So General Janik is rocking the Colonel Sanders look today. And you can see here all this dirty Murph from the first... How awesome is that? Hiding in the wheat field. So you can see them all here. Or cornfield, I should say. Not a wheat field, it's corn. Corn, wheat, either way, is gold. Let's just wait and see. So, as you can see, they're holding out in this homestead. Using these areas. And here is Sergeant Pepper, Brigadier General. And you've also got behind him from Alabama, Sergeant Marius. So let's see if we can find out. Oh dear, poor Oppie Jr. is the last man standing. Ah, here is the Union troops proceeding across the bridge. So you can see them all proceeding across. Musicians leading the way. There's Captain John Curtis, along with his friends from Connecticut. His buddies there, following in behind him, looking wonderful. Look at this. And let's see what we can find out, because... Who's this? There's Colonel Miller, leader of the Connecticut Regiment, and is looking up towards that field of crops, which is where the Confederate State troops will be sitting. Now, whether or not they decide to hold up in this building here, making use of these crops... we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, this is a fair thing to consider, is the fact that if you decide to be covert, the musicians sort of announce your appearance anyway, which is kind of slightly amusing. So you can see here, all the Union troops with the 7th Cavalry, and a sideways going Mr. Hinkle there, who is in as the President. So, as you can see, the Union Army looking wonderful. All lining up. Look at this drilling. This is just beautiful stuff. Look at these guys. Aren't they wonderful? There's Sergeant Lee the Great from Massachusetts. There we go. There's Recruit James Miller, only representative of the New York State Militia today, unfortunately. They obviously have other plans. There's 7th Cavalry Lieutenant Hugo. So you've got the line troops now lining up and getting ready to present. Fire is being received from the Confederate State troops there. There's the Wisconsin flag flying proudly at the edge of the line. I just love the music. It's just great. So, I'm not sure why I'm getting the bug. I think it might be related to the problems I have on the Napoleonic Wars. There we go. So they're moving forward. Oh dear. A few of them taking shots, long distance shots from the Alabama Regiment. Ouch. That was pretty impressive. So it looks like they're now charging up. Look at this wonderful charge here. Absolutely glorious. The fire coming in from the Confederate State troops as they are making their way up there. Oh, a few members of the Union troopers go down. They're starting to falter just a little bit. Now, the question is whether or not they're going to try and line up and return fire. They are shooting uphill. Yeah, it looks like it. They're getting into a nice big blob. And they will be presenting any minute now. Let's see what's going on. There we go. There's a... Oh! Oh, that is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, a few of the Union troopers taking a few shots here and there. But the drummers and the musicians running around behind them, trying to make sure that they're bolstered up and the morale is high. So this is Henry House Hill, the first big battle of the Civil War. Oh, fire coming in from the Confederate State troops. Holy crap, those guys are really accurate today. So let's see what's going on, as there is no cannons being used, so it's pretty much all infantry. So you can see them all using this to hide their numbers. There we go. There comes a presentation. They're all standing up, firing with great accuracy with those rifles today. Looking fantastic. There's Captain Genie of the Louisianans. And let's see if we can find out. It looks like the Union troops have decided to pull back. As you can see, they took I wouldn't say significant, but a number of casualties as they made their way up the hill, as indicated by litters of pistols, rifles and cartridges. So let's see what they're going to decide to do. So there's the president making his way back, and the Union troops have decided to reform near these well-armoured tents, and of course this nice homestead, complete with a shutter. Never mind. Okay, so let's see. Look at this. This was wonderful. This is just beautiful. Look at this. So, Henry House Hill. This is the first battle. Serious battle. And the difference between the Manassas and Fredericksburg is the scale. So that's good stuff indeed. Okay, so looks like the Union are going to try this again. Let's have a look. 64 versus 70. So this charge was done with 1 regiment. Fredericksburg with about 20,000 troops. So thank you to Lance for a little bit of historical context there. That is rather important, to say the least. As my phone goes ding. So there's New York City Volunteer Hunter, complete with a horn on his hat. Oh, gotta be careful he doesn't get barged to one side. So let's see what the Union troops decide to do this time. So here you go. Captain John Curtis. And, aha, look at this. Colonel Miller then moving in with his troops. As we can see, a collection of the Confederate State troops now moving in to out of the cornfields and wheat fields, or whatever they're called, into cover behind these very sturdy barricades. So there we go. So it looks like, oh, gotta be careful, we don't want a horse's ass in your face. This is not the kind of broadcast we do. There we go, flag holder looking a little bit damaged. There's Marius there from Alabama. And there we go. Virginia. A Virginian, Mr. Potato Logic, first lieutenant I should say. So let's see what happens. Now the thing is, obviously, looking at this from a historical point of view, the Union troopers have the disadvantage. Because, essentially, they are having to run up a hill against withering fire. And this fire is pretty accurate, I have to say. These rifles look to be pretty accurate at range, as we've seen with the first encounter and the bodies down on the right hand side. So let's see. So it looks like the Union troop, there we go. So here we go. There's Janek there, stopped off, and we're looking at the Confederate State troops getting ready to present. Here we go against the Union troops. Fire being issued. Oh, goodness me. Holy crap. Look at that accuracy of fire. Goodness me. That was just devastating. Look how many people they lost. Oh, good. Look at that. Fantastic fire there from the Confederate State troops. The Union troops now deciding to cheese it and possibly go in for a charge. It looks like they're going to be doing that very shortly, as they are taking some fire. There we go. The Union troops fire back, but unfortunately don't seem to have the accuracy level of the Confederate State troops today. They are in a almighty big blob, so to speak, here with the 7th Cavalry at, oh, good God, look at that. Damn, that was pretty wow. Yeah, that was pretty devastating. The fire of the Confederate State troops is absolutely devastating today. So accurate. These guys are doing really well. Must be the music and the repeated drums and that man's face. How can he even hit the drum when he's cross-eyed like that? Anyway, so let's see what the Union troopers decide to do. Now, they've obviously run over to the river here to try and get a little bit of breath of fresh air, quick drink of water, go for a little paddle. As you can see, Romanov going for a little paddle there. And these guys, obviously, it's a hot day out there. As you can see, the sun is shining pretty brightly. They're going to want to get in there and get a little bit of water, as they're looking a bit thirsty. So you can see them wetting their whistles, so to speak, ready for the next attempt up the hill to Henry House Hill. Jesus. God. Look at that. Look where they shot from. Wow. I have to say, I am very impressed. Very impressed by the accuracy of the Confederate State troops today. The Union Army are cheesing it in the opposite direction. They've taken so many casualties today. Really unfortunate. But you just can't argue with the accuracy of the Confederate State troops today. They have been so accurate with that fire today. And yeah, that's not really much else you can say. You've got the bodies on the ground, quite literally. Oh dear. Oh, here come the Confederate State troops. So being led by Colonel Sanders, obviously, as General Janek. And as you can see, these are the guys who have been absolutely phenomenal tonight. Look at that. Look at these guys. Okay, a few of them look like Beau Geste, but we're not going to argue about that. Who is Tail End Charlie? Captain Genie from Louisiana. Oh, no, correction. Brigadier General Sergeant Pepper. Now, let's see. Now, I'll just check my information because I'm not sure if TB stands for tuberculosis. So let's just see if we can find out what's going on. No, I don't have an entry for TB. So maybe it's the Total Biscuit Brigade. I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. So as you can see, the Confederate State troops now are moving around the side of the Union troops. Now, they can move over to these wonderful little things. Look at them. Don't they look great? And they might decide to put in a attack from this area in towards the hill. And let's see. We're moving in. So the remaining members of the Union troop are now trying to defend. So you can see there's David Doyle from the New York State Militia. And there's Patrick Harper also from New York State Militia. And there's obviously Skirmisher from Connecticut. Lieutenant Doyle, wonder if he's any relation. And another Connecticut Skirmisher, Private Fred. So these are the guys from the Union here. A lot of the New York State Militia and Connecticut Regiment looking to hold off this absolutely phenomenal Confederate State Army this evening. So yet more of the New York State Militia. So Connecticut and New York State representing, as you can see. And there's also then the Wisconsin flag, flown with pride. Oh, got to be careful, Colonel Milley. You don't want to get a pistol in the back or the rifle in the back of the head. So let's see what's going on. There's also Indiana, I believe he's from. There's Pagesta, second lieutenant. So let's see. And there, of course, is Romanov from New York. So let's wait and see what happens. This is going to be either extremely nasty or extremely epic. So let's follow the charge. Here we go. In come the charge of the Confederate Army. Look at these guys. Don't they look fantastic? Making their run in towards Henry House Hill. And let's see. As they come charging in. Flag gets in the way of the camera, obviously. And they go charging in, taking out members of the New York State Militia. Oh, but they are losing a few people as well. You can see Captain John Curtis taking down a few members until he eventually gets killed. Romanov gets taken out, and my graphics card is screwed up again. God damn it. Don't know what's going on with this goddamn thing. I'm not sure if it's a graphics card. It only seems to happen on this game. So I think it might be a problem with the graphics card drivers. So I think I might need to reinstall those. And we have returned, and we are watching leader of the Secret Service, Mac. So a shout out to Mac and his... He looks very much like Samuel Clemens from that episode of TNG. So a shout out to Mac and all the 4E. And we are waiting to see what the Union troops decide to do. Except for Trumpeter, who decides to die from the New York Volunteers. So let's see. Who's that? Difficult to make out. So there is Lieutenant Hugo. And there's P. Jester from Indiana, making sure the line is organised. With, of course, David Doyle at the rear. Let's see. Aha. The 7th Cavalry. There's Major General Lance. You can see why he wears a hat, as he's got not a lot of hair under there. Leading the President forward with the Secret Service looking after him. So, Secret Service doing their thing. And the cavalry now moving forward. And over to the right side. So, Max staying close. Apparently, yeah, all he has is a pony, so he's rather slow. So, he doesn't have a light infantry horse, which is rather quick. So essentially, yes. In case you didn't know, Lincoln was a brony, as he's riding a pony at the moment. So, as you can see, here are the Union troops marching their way in towards the battle. So let's see. Let's go and see if we can lock in on the Confederate States troops. Look at these fellows. Don't they look glorious? Running in with the Confederate State colours. Look at them. A little bit all over the place at the moment, but you know, these are Confederate State troops. They're not really the professional army that the Union troops are. So you're always going to get it a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Disorganised to start with. But the thing is, disorganisation doesn't make a lot of difference when you can fire as accurately as these buggers can. So you can see now, there's Janik. So let's see. Yeah, this looks familiar. This is pretty much where the line battle occurred on the first broadcast that I did back in November, I believe. 17th of November. So this is looking like the big line battle area that turned out to be an extremely enjoyable experience. And we'll wait and see what happens, because we need to find those Union troops. So there we go. Fazil from Arkansas doing his thing with a fine set of mutton chops on him and a face that looks like he's being smacked with a frying pan. So there we go. There's Punisher there from Alabama making his way in. Let's see if we can. You've also got a collection over here. So here is Louisiana troopers from Orleans, Louisiana as well. And there's Madison. There's Texas Rangers. And there we go, Comrade Lenin. So let's just double check where Mr. Lenin is from, because I do have a list here to actually get it right. WA, Washington. So there we go. So here come the Union troops. They are making their way towards the area of battle. So you can see the 7th Cavalry moving up towards the area. Got to be careful, they're getting in range of the Confederate State troops. Mr. President has got to be careful. There's Mr. President. Yeah. Matt taking pot shots at people. You're only supposed to fire when the president fires on, get fired on. So Matt taking pot shots at the enemy. I've got to say, with a 6-shooter, he's being a little bit over-ambitious. But, you know, never mind. So there we go. The generals and the cavalry are checking out the area as the Union troops follow them behind, as you can see. Look at this. Oh, goodness me. Oh, look at Colonel Miller. Oh, wow. Doesn't he look fantastic? Hoots, Mon, Jings, Crivens and all that. And there, of course, is Major Romanov from the New Yorkers, leading members of Connecticut and New York into the line, and the Irish Brigade as well. There's 2nd Lieutenant Cutter, looking a very ginger. And there's Sergeant John Curtis with a little sprig in his hat. And there's Taggart from Massachusetts. And Taylor Charlie is, of course, Lee the Goat, also from Massachusetts. So it looks like the Union forces are now moving up, as already the Confederate State troops are engaging them now. The thing is, even though they look see-through, these are, issues with the engine means they're basically brick walls. So until they get destroyed, nothing will happen. So it will protect them for a short while, even though it doesn't look like they'll stop a lot of bullets. They do look a little flimsy, to say the least. So you can see here the Union troops. There we go. So Lieutenant Hugo decides to bring them to a halt. There's Colonel Phillip from Wisconsin, from the 6th. And let's see. Yet more people coming in. Oh dear, that's shot into P. Jester already. 2nd Lieutenant P. Jester taken down. And one of the volunteers also cut to pieces. Oh dear, Dixieland General Janik has been killed already. Holy crap. That was pretty... wow. Yeah, that was... General died already. They literally... first shots and they killed a Confederate general. So that's pretty impressive, I have to say. Now, obviously, this has... oh, you sneaky buggers. Look at this. Now, obviously, this is going to be a problem for the Union troops. So, let's see. Here's Armistead from the 14th Louisiana moving up very slowly. Here we go. Let's see what's going on. Here is the late lamented General Janik. Was too busy playing with his chicken and secret herbs and spices to not notice a bullet coming in his direction. So fire coming in. Oh, looks like the enemy are firing. There we go. The Confederate State troops are firing on the cavalry and Mr. President, which is just rude. Mind you, he is getting in range, so he can't be held to blame. And it looks like the Union troops now moving up on the left-hand side, forming up a line very quickly. Oh, a little bit messy, but they are firing into the Dixieland guys. And they are trying, looks like they're trying to use the trees for a little bit of cover. The flag bearers are moving out. They are charging in, bayonets fixed. And the battle will commence. The stabby goodness now. Let's see if we can look behind the lines, because over here we go. Look, you can see the Confederates have now moved up behind the Union troops. The Union troops are now running across this open field. This is not going to be good for them. They are now caught from two directions, as Lurin says, surprise, as they are now running in to support their teammates, but they've now got a collection of the Confederate State troops behind them, so that's not going to be good for them, and we'll just have to wait and see. Let's see who this is. This is Quang from Alabama, but not from Alabama anymore. And you can see now, there we go, Massachusetts recruit Marshall from the 28th Massachusetts Regiment. And there's Major General Lance. I wonder if he's going to go and try and teabag the enemy general. We'll have to see. And here we go. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Now it's going to happen. There is Sergeant Pepper leading in the Confederate State troops to go after the Union troops over by this wall. And the thing is, the Union troops don't have a huge amount of numbers, but oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, this is glorious. This is so good. Oh, over the top with a lovely saber swipe on the colour holder. Sergeant Pepper takes down Samuel from the 9th Connecticut. Fantastic saber swipe there, sir. Absolutely glorious. So let's see what's going on. Poor old Bat Budge has just died. And looks like, I think he was from Tennessee. As we're looking at the Union troops now, having a massive battle. Oh, look, is this going to be Pickett? Pickett versus an enemy commander with his 6-shooter. He gets out his saber. David Doyle is trying to defend himself. And can he do it in time? He managed to shoot off a quick cartridge, and he is now cheesing it and didn't get very far. He unfortunately was saber thrust through the gut, and he has now died. Let's see what's going on. What is going on over here? It looks like, yeah, Brigadier General Sergeant Pepper has been captured. Oh dear. Oh, the command, yeah, Lincoln has run for it. Lincoln's cheesing it. So, obviously, when he sees an entire Confederate army coming in his direction, he probably decided to make the right choice. Oh no, but he's hit a tree. Oh no, the President has hit a tree. He's trying to get out of range. This is not going to go. Oh, no. He's going back in for the battle. He's going after those colours. Saber slice. Going in for one of the enemies. Oh, no, but he's been taken down. Will Mr. President be able to make it up? More importantly, where is the Secret Service? Oh, looks like he's going to... yeah, oh, he's going to salute. Ah, he has surrendered. Yeah. Wow. Very honourable general. I couldn't agree more. We'll move on to the next round. We're back. Last round, and you can see the Union troops now setting up. Ah, there we go. The flag is out. There is Old Glory, complete with a few bullet holes. So you can see them all getting set up now as we speak. A few people disconnecting, but that always occurs. I don't know if they're going to be making use of these fine devices. Cannonly goodness. So there's My Name is Earl. As you can see. Let's just double check my information. From Indiana, no less. And who is this fellow? Diamond Wolf, also from the 1st Indiana. And this fellow as well, who seems to be kind of twisting himself into a very nasty knot. So we've also got, whoops-a-daisy, Brigadier General Sarge from the 2nd Connecticut. And there's Colonel Phillip from the 6th Wisconsin, making his way out. So let's see. So, aha, Confederate State troops. Hello. So these fine fellows out in the field. Oh, that's cheating. These guys are going to have trouble jumping over there now. See, look. It's like lemmings jumping off a cliff. Although technically speaking, lemmings have never jumped off a cliff. That's a complete fallacy. Oh, he's gonna reset for one guy. Okay, all right. Let's see. There's Brigadier General Pepper, looking great with that moustache. And let's see. Moving over to yet more Confederate troops, the flag holder, aha, from the Texas Rangers, the Bacon. Of course, the Sizzly One himself, and event organizer from the 5th Texan Rangers. So, brave man to hold on to that flag. You've also got Marius in there as well. So, let's see. So it looks like they're going to do a reset because some problems, people have had some problems. So, you know, it's just one of those things. People get disconnected, you get issues. It's always going to happen in these kind of games. It's just one of those things, you know. You can't necessarily predict it. People are going to have connection issues, things of that nature. And somebody just jumps to his death over the bridge. So, okay, so anyway, let's say. Let's have a look. Aha, from Texas Rangers, the Hand of God. So let's say, okay. There is General Janik, expert catcher of bullets. I have to say, I'm very, very impressed by his ability to catch a bullet while standing behind his troops. So that's pretty impressive, I have to say. So here's Captain Pickett. Definite shout out to the musicians. Musicians do not get enough love in either Napoleonic Wars or this mod. Now, there's Lord Flashheart, Tally Ho, and all that. So let's see. Let's see. There's Batbudge. Okay, and there's Nevralgic. So here are the Confederate State troops moving out. There's Lubikill from Louisiana. And of course, First Lieutenant Che from Tennessee. Okay, so let's see. There's Corporal Punisher. And Karl Marx, obviously. So let's... Oh! Aha! Hinkle! Hinkle is on the side. There is, of course, Jefferson Davis, I do believe. And we shall just see how long he's... I have to say, this is impressive that the Confederate State President is unable to negotiate around basic obstacles. So let's wait and see what happens. So You've got the Confederate state troops moving up. Let's see if we can lock in on the Union troops. Oh, goodness me. Look at these fellows. 14th New York State Militia. Oh, look at these guys. Don't they look so good in their red and blues? Oh, so nice. And there, of course, is a Sergeant Lee the Great. Okay. Recruit Marshal from Massachusetts, obviously. So, let's see. These guys, the red and blues, obviously making their way out. Over here, we have the 2nd Wisconsin. There's Sergeant Mir. Great name. And Recruit Torak following him up. And let's see who Tail End Charlie is. There's Hananor. Hananor. Makes you sound like the $6 Million Man. If you've never heard of that, look it up on Google. A program from my childhood. And by childhood, I mean the 80s. So I'm pretty sure there are people out there like in the 80s. Isn't that like 90 years ago? No, I'm not that old, you fools. So anyway. But I'm sure there'll be an age joke in there somewhere. And somebody from comments. Thank you so very much indeed in advance. So let's see. Very small bridge here. And let's see, there's Sergeant Hanor over at another small bridge, or the same small bridge, he's over to the right. That boat's not going to go very far. Not very far at all. It's looking slightly, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not looking ship-shape. So, you know, that's still one of those things. So here we go. Here is Confederate state troops hiding behind this lovely little wall. And there's Adjutant Bacon, obviously, holding up the Confederate state, one of the Confederate state flags. Looks lovely, doesn't it? And, okay, let's see. We're moving across this open area. Oh, listen to those bullets cracking past. Anytime you hear a bullet crack like that, that pretty much means it's breaking the sound barrier. So 700 odd miles an hour is how fast those bullets will be travelling. So things have obviously improved quite significant. Or quite significantly, I should say. Okay. So here is the New Yorkers. Whoops-a-daisy. Flemmy. Taking out Heiko there. He got invited. Unfortunately, he got invited to a bayonet to the bottom. Very unfortunate. And you've got obviously more members here of the Unionists, the Union Troop, I should say, Union State, the Union Army. And there we go. So you can see all these guys from Alabama, Texas Rangers in there as well. There you go, looking wonderful. Who's that? That's Marius from Alabama, holding on to the flag. Wow. There's Private Hollow there. He's not going to last long if he decides to jump out from behind that wall. Ah, who is our flutist? Fazil from Arkansas. Mutton chop owner and flutist expert. Or fife, actually, I think is the term. They were not called flutes, they're fifes. So, oh dear. It's not looking good. And, okay, let's see. I think the cavalry... Yeah, here comes the 7th Cavalry. Making their way over. Yeah, looks like they're going over the bridge, following the troops as they make their way over this very small little bridge here, led by Q Sergeant Mayer from Wisconsin. And there is already, looks like the New York State Militia have already moved up. And let's see who this is. Yeah, looks like... Yeah, here's the New York State Militia. Yeah, there we go. In their traditional blues and reds. Looking wonderful as always. And there's Alex Campbell looking out towards this hamlet, which is where the Confederate state troops are probably hiding. Ah, now, look at this. Looking over here. Here are the Confederate state troops. And there is Lurin. Oh, look at, there's Nitek. Wow, look at that braid. Doesn't he look wonderful? Nitech rocking out the blade. Oh, look, he's got a little developer bag. Oh, that's a developer uniform. How cool is that? Oh, look, and he's got little badges and everything. Oh, you're just too damn flash, man. Too damn flash. So there we go. That's the rest of the troops moving up there. There's Captain Pickett as also. And there, of course, is the gold-braided Nitech. So here we go. Looks like they can... Oh! Poor Haldir catches a bullet. There's Bacon getting ready to sizzle. And it looks like these guys are making a Confederate state charge across the open ground. They're well spread out, so this should be pretty good. With Nitech galloping in between them all. He's going to probably catch a bullet at an unfortunate specified time. The colours are being pulled in, and there doesn't appear to be any Union troops over here. Oh, could this be a small Union line running from the battle to reform with their reinforcements? Yes, I think it's fair to say they are. So now these guys are going to take cover behind this wall, most likely, and then use that wall for cover and shoot back. So here we go, the 69th New Yorkers. Their Irish Brigade in there as well. Nice stand here by a section of the Union troops. Here come the Confederate State Army. God damn it. Bitch. Really do not know what's happening with this. This is really starting to annoy me now. It's only started happening on this game. It doesn't happen on any of the other games. And that's what really upsets me. Because it spoils everything for you guys. So, give me a second. I'm going to have to restart the game. Okay, and we're back after a restart of the game. So, I do apologise about that, everyone. I am still getting you can see that, just a flicker of the black screen with artifacts all over in the background. So, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So, as you can see here, the Confederate state troops hiding in this field and trading fire with Union troops over here. So you've obviously got these Union troops over here. There's Meh, obviously, from Wisconsin. And you've got somebody who's running around in circles. There's First Lieutenant Doyle from Connecticut. And there's obviously from Massachusetts, the 28th Massachusetts. Oh dear, disciplining his men. So let's wait and see what happens with those now. Aha. It looks like they've captured... have they captured the Confederate president? No. So this is the New York State militia making their way over. They were going to try and cross this area here, but I don't think they could find an area to ford across safely without losing all of their cartridges. So you've also got over here additional members. So there's Captain Genie from Louisiana, and there's Captain Pickett from the 14th LA. So as you can see, oh dear, First Lieutenant Doyle from Connecticut, just from 2nd Connecticut, has just taken a bullet. And let's see. There's the New York State Militia getting themselves sorted out, moving up to support their teammates and friends from Massachusetts. There we go, there's Rome's Taggart taking pot shots. And over here, I believe, could be the Confederate cavalry. So let's see, here's the Confederate cavalry. You can see them, the 7th Cav. There's Lieutenant Hugo. And there's, look at that, James Farley from the 14th New York State Militia. And there's Armistead moving in with his team. There, of course, is Nitech. Oh, good shot, sir. shooting first Indiana Sergeant Reginus in the back, unfortunately for him. So there's Nitec, obviously working up with the troops there, getting himself into a line, getting themselves sorted out. There's Luberkill in there as well. Here come more Union troopers. Hand of God in with his troops. Now, I don't know if... Oh, dear. Oh, Union troops just came in. And there, of course, is the General. And there's Sergeant Slogeden. Or Slogeden. He has just been taken down by the bayonet of Armistead. And let's see what's going on. Here's Leonardo. And Bacon managed to kill Lance, which is always good. Something we like to see, as the New York State Militia charge in, going after members of the Confederate States. Oh dear, McFusson dies. Let's see Cameron Donahue pushing in. David Doyle reloading his 6-shooter. Watch out for that saber. Oh, Sergeant Pepper takes him down. Very unfortunate. Oh no, Nitec is under attack. He's got to be careful. Nitec is trying to defend himself from all directions. This is not looking good for him at the moment. Let's follow Nitec to see how it develops. Ah, okay, maybe not. So you can see him. He's now running away. He's got to watch his back because they are after him. Oh, there we go. So Nitec taking down one of the Wisconsin enemy. And we're just waiting to see what happens. I think there's a Union trooper over here. Sergeant Pepper. He's trying to get out of there. Oh, no, he's getting stabbed and finished off very quickly. And there's a nice little gaggle of Union troopers hiding in these woods. So, as you can see, now, all of a sudden, they've been flushed out by the Confederate State troops, and they are making their way out. And let's see what happens. So there is Captain Genie from Louisiana. There we go, Alabamans. There's Washington. And there's Captain Pickett from the 15th LA. 14th LA, my apologies. So you've still got those Confederate flags. There's still a horse. And there's obviously Hand of God from the Texan Rangers collecting those colours. So apparently the Confederates are being asked to surrender as they have captured the president. So you can see. So they want the Confederate State Army. They want the Confederate State Army to surrender. So the question is whether or not they're going to execute the President of the Confederate States. So as you can see, he's currently being... Oh, there we go. The President is running for it. Oh, and the President's horse has been taken down. Oh dear. The President's in trouble. He's saluting the final moment. The execution of the President of the Confederate States. This is not looking good. Apparently they're not worried. They still have a Vice President, but that's not going to be particularly helpful to this fellow. Nice fine sword he has, though, but it's his side. To be honest, I don't think it's going to do him as a final last words. Lay down your arms, and there we go. The attack goes in, and the President has been murdered. So there we go. The President of the Confederate States, as his team was approaching, as his side was coming to protect him and defend him, they executed the President. Just at that moment. Oh, the poor President. And they've laid the flag, and they're saluting where his corpse has lain. Oh, that's sad. R.I.P. the President of the Confederate State Army. The Confederate States. So there we go. This will be a dark day in US history. So let's move in and see what they're going to do to the remaining Union troops. Was that somebody teabagging the President? Yes, I think it was. So, yes. Uh-oh. Nitec has just spawned. Oh, dear. So there's Nitec. Come on, Nitec, hit him already. What the hell's going on? Why has he got a flipping... God, he's even missing with that. So, this is impressive stuff by Nitec. Oh dear. How is he missing him? How is... Oh, finally! Oh, Nitec. You may be an admin, you may be a developer, but you can't shoot for shit. Poor Nitec. There we go. He has been dehorsed, and now he's going to get kicked to death. So, there we go. That has been the round over. That has been the game, boys and girls. I apologise for my graphical glitches. Hopefully it hasn't interrupted too much of the game for you. And the Confederate States have won. And Nitec has team killed everyone. So we shall return shortly.